Welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm assuming the fact that you're here means that you're A, excited about being at Melbourne Uni, B, excited about being in the environments degree, and you want to know stuff that you can't read in the subject handbook. So that's what I'm going to focus on, and I'm going to talk about reshaping environments. I'm the coordinator in first semester, and I'm the senior tutor in second semester. So I've been teaching this subject for 8 years. I know lots about it. If you've got questions at the end, feel free to come and talk to me. I'm the last person here, so you can kind of mill around and can come and ask questions if you want, okay? Now, I'm going to make a really bold assumption that I think I've just told you. Yes, I have. Let me not say that again. So my aim is to give you some insight into the subject and convince you, because I'm convinced, that this subject is awesome. And I actually had this really strange experience on my way here. I'm going to change what I planned there because I had this strange experience. I'm on the tram on my way in because I'm actually on leave today for the rest of this week. And I'm here specifically for you. And I'm sitting on the tram, and there's a woman diagonal to me, and she keeps looking at me, and she gives me that little smile. You know that little smile where you go, oh yeah, friendly hello? She gave me one of those. And then she gave me a second one. And then she gave me a third one. I'm thinking, what's going on? I'll give you the little smile back, but I don't know what's going on. And then she goes, you're from Melbourne Uni, right? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're Helena. You taught reshaping environments. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I love that subject. It was so good. And so then we have this chat, and she tells me she's doing a geography major, and she's really excited. And is there another subject that's kind of like reshaping that's a second year? And so we have a conversation about that. So if that doesn't sell you, I've asked her to make a 1-minute selfie video so I can put it up somewhere, and Chris will help me do that. But basically, I'm going to try and convince you that reshaping is awesome and you want to take it. Okay? So, Mac is doing some weird things. That. No. Oh, Chris, how do I... There. Okay. So, firstly, I have 3 reasons I'm going to try and give you for why reshaping is awesome. The first one is that you're going to engage with current issues that are critical to the future of all living beings. Okay? So, here's an example. We talk about Easter Island, and we think about land use change and land use degradation. We're also talking about how that results in societal collapse quite often. Second example, thinking about resource extraction and waste production. So the disposal of plastics and its management and consequences for all species and our food chain. Right, it's doing weird stuff. Resource extraction, like on the island of Nauru. This is a picture from Nauru, and those social and biophysical consequences and implications. We've done that one. Fourth, land use changes in Costa Rica and what kinds of strategies people are coming up with to respond to that, like tourism. And impacts of changing climate. So you can see that in, I think that's 2014, we had 7 days that were over 39 degrees Celsius. And some of the responses to that, so things like using geoengineering as a response to climate change. So we're doing big issues, big ideas, things that impact on you, me, other living things, and the way we want to live in our environment. So reshaping environments asks the students who take it to reflect on how we see the world, how we know about our world, the consequences of our way of thinking or our outlook, how alternative views of the world lead to different practices, how we might change our practices to create the future that we want. So we're interested in the relationships between each other, with other living things, and our environment. So we need to keep asking ourselves, why do we think the way that we do? Because that's part of unpacking these questions. And this subject leaves opportunities for you to ask the questions and investigate the issues that you're interested in your assessment. Now, my second reason for arguing that reshaping environments is awesome is that you don't have to memorize in this subject. This subject is about stretching you intellectually. So, I can't lie to you. This is a challenging subject. You're going to need to work and you're going to need to think. But you'll be learning about ideas, ways of thinking, so conceptual approaches, analyzing the concepts and frameworks to do different, to apply those concepts to different contexts in new ways and trying to understand and respond differently than perhaps has come before. There's definitely some philosophy in this subject. There's definitely some politics in this subject. There is thinking about how knowledge is created, and there's thinking about your role in shaping the world. There's also thinking about how the world is shaping you. And there's thinking about why we think the way that we do. And it's going to challenge you to reflect deeply, and I hope in a way that inspires you to be active. Because reshaping environments is about encouraging people to become active shapers of what they want in the future. We're facing the issues of today. The ones that I've run through, that's not someone else's problems. They're our problems. We need to think about how we want to engage with them. So my third reason, minus the big white box, is that you're going to learn conceptual tools that you can apply throughout your degree and in your careers. Now, those different conceptual tools that we cover in this subject